They have officially lost their mind. I like Krispy Kreme a lot, but I don't like it. $7.49 for 3-pack a lot. Ain't no donut that good.
Your number 12 combo.
Why does it says $147? Why does it say that?
What drink would you like for your number 12 combo?
Bro, what the fuck?
Can't believe we had to be adults in the most unaffordable time in history. Like what luck is that? Yeah, every other generation got starter homes. We got starter packs for depression.
Does anyone else feel like life's getting impossible to afford? Because in 2025, it's not just you. Everything really is too expensive. Groceries, rent, insurance, utilities. It doesn't matter what it is anymore. The prices keep climbing while paychecks stay the same. People are cutting back, working harder than ever, and still barely scraping by. And the craziest part, we've all just started accepting this like it's normal. In this video, we're breaking down why the cost of living has gotten so out of control in 2025, from corporate greed and inflation to the illusion of lifestyle upgrades that are quietly draining people's wallets. We'll also talk about why so many people who look like they're doing fine are actually drowning in credit card debt just to keep up appearances. Because this isn't just about prices going up. It's about how the system's been built to keep you broke and keep you exhausted. So today, we're pulling back the curtain on what's really going on, how people are coping, and what you can actually do about it. Now, let me know down in the comments below what you're most annoyed about increasing in prices. For me, it's food prices, grocery food prices to be specific. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
Last month, my electric bill was $300, so I went out of my way to get blackout curtains and fans and not run the AC and turn off all my extension cords and everything. And then this month I got the bill back and it was $360. How's everyone doing?
That's absolutely diabolical. Honestly, I was in that boat when I first got my real official apartment with my fiance. I was trying to chase every penny and save as much money as possible. And I remember especially moving to Florida, I would set the AC to 79, 80 just to take the humidity out. And then if I left the house, I'd raise it up. I'd, turn every single light off. I'd unplug as much as I possibly could. And then the electric bill came back and it was the same price or higher because Florida, FPL, for those that live here, just keeps raising the price of electricity practically every single month. Every time I'd get the bill, price would go up. Even as, the months would get cooler and it wouldn't be as hot, the price would stay the same or get higher. So it's it's not even worth the extra energy and effort to go out of your way to save electric like that. Is there even a way to efficiently run your air conditioner? Are you supposed to set it low and just leave it like that? Should I just set it to 75 and not touch it again? And then that will be more efficient. Or when I leave the house, do I set it higher? Or when I sleep, do I lower it? Or when I sleep, do I make it higher? Someone, HVAC guys out there, let me know what I'm doing wrong. What is the most efficient way to run your air conditioning? And how much money are we actually gonna save? I wanted to read some of the comments people left on that TikTok. Someone says, I have an EcoFlow generator. Bill was $244. I don't know what that is. Bill now is $64. I will never overpay again. By the way, we have a lot of things connected. So this is interesting because I also have an EcoFlow generator. Specifically, it's a electric generator. Maybe he's talking about how he's been doing solar panels. Possibly. I mean, with that significant drop of a savings per month, it would easily pay off an EcoFlow generator very quickly. But EcoFlow also makes gas ones. There's lots of different things. We're going to assume it's the solar powered generator, which when I get my house, I plan on rigging up my solar panel and just connecting stuff to that. Turn off your breaker and stay out of the house as much as possible. Then get another big bill and take them to court. This actually reminds me of a funny story. When I used to live at home, my neighbor across the street, an older gentleman in his 70s, he had come over to my parents to show them the water bill that he got. This was on Long Island. And the water bill that he had gotten basically was saying that he was filling up his backyard. He doesn't even have a pool, but he was filling up his Olympic-sized swimming pool 10 times a month, draining it out and refilling it. That's how he had a $3,000 water bill, and water is dirt cheap on Long Island for the most part. That just popped into my head, but I thought it was funny. Yeah, it was a mistake. They eventually fixed it, but he was like, this makes no sense. There better be a huge class action lawsuit for what they are doing to us. Totally agree. My bill is normally $150, and this month it was close to $500. And when I asked them why, they're like, you probably have a water leak. But when I look on Facebook, everyone in my town's bill is higher because of a water leak. See, that's exactly what I was talking about just a second ago. I didn't even get to this comment yet about my neighbor across the street having his water bill through the roof. I'm sure they did tell him, oh, you make sure there's a water leak or something like that. It's all BS. It's all just some silly excuse. Yeah, everyone in the town has a water leak. That's why my water bill is through the roof. That makes total sense. Okay.
I'm going to rant about something for 2 minutes. If you want to listen, cool. If not, that's fine. But I think a lot of you could relate to this. So I'm a cop. I make decent money. I'll just tell you, I make like 70 grand a year in the new contract.
That's not bad.
Pre-tax, right? So my pre-tax income is $70,000 a year. If I work no extra details or overtime, whatever, my take-home pay every month post-tax is like $4,000, right?
$4,000. Let's do the math super quick. $4,000 times 52 weeks, 4,000 times 52. No, that makes no sense. A month. Sorry, I did that horribly wrong. 4,000 times 12, 48 grand. That's how much we're looking at after tax and everything. That's not terrible.
And where I live, a one-bedroom apartment ranges anywhere from $2,000 to like $2,400 a month, maybe more, depending on where you're at. And a mortgage is going to be well over $2,500 for any house in this state, okay? Unless I moved out into the middle of fucking nowhere and had an hour and a half drive to work.
Pretty much.
And I'm discouraged. I have a decent job. My job is inherently kind of dangerous. I feel like I should be getting paid a little bit more personally, but it's whatever.
Yes.
And before you're like, well, you can work overtime and details. Yeah, dude, I don't want to work my life away. I have a lot of things I like to do outside of my job. I want to spend time with my family, and hopefully I have my own family someday, and I want to actually see my kids. And I'm 27, by the way. And like, I just feel like I'm fucked. I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend, and I don't want a girlfriend just for like financial reasons. You know what I mean? Like, I want to actually find somebody that I want to be with. And I had to move back home because I just like can't afford to do that. Right. And I'm not going to fucking blow my life away working, because I feel like I don't believe in that personally. Right. And if you disagree, that's fine. And a lot of people I work with, they work every day, doubles. And it's like, what kind of life is that? Like, yeah, maybe you have a little bit of extra money, but for what? You're at work all the time. You don't even enjoy it. So it's like, we're fucked. We're so fucked.
Yes and no. I would really like to dissect and look into his finances and see what he's spending his money on, what he's enjoying as luxuries there. I'm not going to judge him on the car or whatever. That could be a 15-year-old car for all we know. But a lot of the times, lots of people that do complain about this don't understand the difference between like luxuries and necessities. They complain they can't afford life, and they're driving around with an $800 a month car payment on their truck that they bought because they need it to tow things and get to and from work. I hear this excuse all the time. People find any reason under the sun to impulse buy and jump into a new car every 3 years practically. I've made tons of videos on this, on the car payment epidemic that we're having right now. And if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend, or those videos, highly recommend you check that out. I even have a playlist on that stuff. But he is smart, and let's say he's doing everything right. Things I would add to this if I was in his situation, if I was in his shoes. For starters, yeah, moving back home is a good idea. And if that's only if you can do that. Like if you can tolerate living with your parents, because some parents become too parenty, if you know what I mean, to you. And then it's nearly impossible to live with them. So there's got to be, if you can do it and it's manageable and it's worth it, okay. Otherwise, you're just going to have to bunker up and like get a roommate. Find a friend that's willing to go halvesies with you on a 2-bed apartment. So here's the thing. Yeah, some 1-bedroom apartments are like $2,000. But then there are studios that are like $1,500. And then there are 2-bed apartments that are like $2,200, $2,000. And then you're only paying $1,000 a a month for rent, which, might be worth the, adulting and freedom that it gives you versus living with your parents, depending on the situation. And honestly, it might be worth it. I know it's like, it sucks. You have to live with somebody, but you have to do this if you want to get ahead faster, further. But unfortunately, you're going to have to make some sacrifices in your life and live just a bit uncomfortable, which nobody wants to do anymore, to try to get ahead. If he lives at home, he's making 48 grand. Well, now he doesn't have rent, utilities, depending on his deal with his parents, or it's significantly cheaper. He might now be able to save. There's no excuse at this point to not save half of what you're making. Live off $24,000 a year. You have no responsibilities now, utilities, whatever it is. Save 20 grand, 5 years down the road, boom, you got 100K. You could put a nice down payment on a house. Anyway, I wanted to read some of the comments from previous cost of living episodes on the channel. If you haven't seen those videos, highly recommend you check it out. And also, if you want to get featured in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. One common thing I noticed about these TikTok complainers, this is random. I didn't really check to make sure. We're not saying that the last dude's a complainer. Is that none of them appear like they're actually struggling in life. I mean, just look at them. Well-fed, well-groomed, well-dressed, nice makeup, professionally manicured, polished nails, and stylish haircuts, clear skin, straight white teeth, jewelry, brand name sunglasses, and other accessories. Some have tattoos. Most of the time, they're sitting in obviously new expensive vehicles with leather interiors or inside their luxury apartments, eating takeout and sipping beverages from those $50 water bottles. The way they look, talk, and act just doesn't scream poverty. Notice how they're all so self-assured and confident to a point of entitlement. None of them beaten down by life dispiritedness in their eyes. No dirty, frayed clothes, no dilapidated surroundings, no desperation, no hunger. I'm sorry, but this is not how struggle looks like. Yeah, and this is a very interesting point, and this is what I mean. Most people, unfortunately, just have it all backwards and cannot differentiate the difference between luxuries and necessities, and they confuse the two, and they are extremely high consumers, buy everything, need to keep up their reputation, and keep up with the, Kardashians and the neighbors, and they just blow all their money, and then they complain, why can't they afford rent? I mean, I just made a video on Disney 2 days ago, and one of the comments, which was hysterical, was it's like this girl is living in California and she can't afford her apartment, so her parents help pay her rent, but she goes to Disneyland like 2 to 3 times a year. So, are you really struggling?
How working at Dollar Tree be like lately?
Unreal. Hey, wait, 3 red stickers on the freaking box? They're probably spending a fortune on stickers and they could just, reduce the price and not buy all those stickers. This is hysterical. 3 stickers per box. Dollar Tree just needs to close now. There is no point. Seriously. Not going to last just like the 99-cent store. Totally true. Dollar Tree turned into Five Below. And now Five Below is Five Above. Have you ever been to Five Below? Half the store now is, more if you want to spend more than $5. I don't think now anything I've bought at Five Below actually costs less than $5. It's always more than that now. That's why you should never name your business after like a price like that. That can be highly sensitive to economic factors. All these stores now can't actually charge what their main slogan was in the first place. Like Dollar General, Dollar Tree, the dollar store. It's all false advertising now.
Oh my gosh, birth rates are dropping. Oh my gosh, people aren't having babies. Why? Well, Doug, because our mortgages are ridiculous.
That's true.
Grocery bills are insane, and we have no village. That's why.
See, it's annoying because there is a huge curve between salaries now and housing prices. Like anyone that disagrees with that can get out of here. It's certainly more difficult now than it was when your parents were buying houses. I'm not going to discredit that. But now it's just more challenging. You have to think outside the box. You have to save more. You have to work harder. It sucks. It's not fair. But life's not fair. If you want it, you'll figure it out and you'll get it. Stop complaining. It doesn't do anything. That's all I'm going to say. Work harder and you will get it. I know it sucks, but when I want something, I am tunnel visioned and focused, and I will be disciplined enough to do what it takes in order to achieve that. I'm not just going to sit around and complain about it and hope it falls in my lap. It's not going to happen. And you'll be sitting around till you're in your late 80s still wondering why you haven't gotten a house. Hunker down, focus on yourself, stop looking at what everybody else is and keeping up with all the trends, and save your money, live below your means, and before you know it, you'll have $100K in your bank ready to go to put a down payment on a house. The amount of people now that have no idea how to save money that ask me about like housing advice, they're like, I want to buy a house now. And they're like 29 years old. And I'm like, well, how much did you save for? I have 10 grand. You have no business buying a house because you have no idea how to even save your money. Like at this point in 2025, buying a house is going to either make or break you. It's going to tell me how you're going to live for the rest of your life. Either you're going to be poor for the rest of your life, like struggling paycheck to paycheck, or you're going to do well and be successful. And a house could be a really good investment for yourself to reduce your never-ending rent bill. But for most people, it's a curse. Let me just say that. Daycare being over $1,000 per month doesn't help either. Dang. It's actually, yeah, daycare is getting pretty unreal. I might need to make a video on that.
They have officially lost their mind. I like Krispy Kreme a lot, but I don't like it $7.49 for 3-pack a lot. I don't like it for $12.49 for half a dozen. And I definitely don't like a $20 dozen of any kind of donut. Ain't no donut that good.
That's hysterical. Absolutely hysterical. So here's something that's quite interesting. I've never really eaten Krispy Kreme, ever. And one day my fiance, she really likes Harry Potter. Krispy Kreme had that Harry Potter collab, so we went to see what it was about. I went into the store for starters. How disrespectful to give a donut this big. It was like no bigger than, it was like half my fist. It was, to spend $2.59 on that little thing, one bite, done, is corporate greed at its finest. But here's the funny part. I had filmed a video of something that I thought was absolutely insane and mind-blowing, and I just didn't know when I would use this content, but this is the perfect time. So I want to show you guys what $2.59 looks like to Krispy Kreme. This is me filming, by the way. I went in at like 9 in the morning to see a conveyor belt and a garbage can filled to the brim with what looked like totally fine donuts. The lady wasn't putting them in the boxes. I would say maybe half of the donuts that they were cooking were going right into the trash bin. For what reason, I don't know. And then they have the audacity to charge $2.59 per donut when they're literally throwing more of them in the garbage than they are selling them. Even crazier is I've made videos, a dumpster diving video, where people looked in the trash cans of Krispy Kreme filled to the freaking brim with tons of donuts, uneaten, brand new donuts.
For your number 12 combo.
Why does it says $147? Why does it say that?
Oh gosh, AI processing your crave. What store is this? Remind me to never go here.
What drink would you like for your number 12
15
combo?
grand?
Bro, what the fuck? Give me a team member. What the fuck?
Okay, a number 7 combo, 2 chicken ring sliders and 1 small French fry is $700. They then gave a $1,600 discount and the bill is 15 grand, a small car. You can't even get cars for 15 grand now anymore. AI, baby. So helpful. Taken over.
Connecting.
What? I need to know what store that was. I need to know what franchise. Boycotting is the only language these companies speak. AI cashier. Your total is $147. Customer. It says $147. Why? AI cashier. Thinking. AI cashier. Best I can do is $15,400. Now I'm going to have to sit wait until they connect me with customer service, since there's no one that works at the store anymore who's in the Philippines or India and then doesn't understand anything that I'm talking about. Some fast food workers were laid off for this technology, by the way. Give me a break.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Locked up in cases now.
Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
I've seen it all. Hostess locked up like it's prescription drugs, like a controlled substance. It should be treated like that. $5 Costco chicken for dinner. Shred up to make chicken salad or coat in barbecue sauce for sandwiches. The Costco chicken gets me about 4 meals. That's not bad. It's not the cost of living that is a disaster. It's the fact that people don't know how to live within their means. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the biggest thing here is it's very, very, very easy that if you have your life on like autopilot, that you are going to succumb to what has been kind of laid out for you in life that society has created. And your life has already been predetermined. Like, hear me out. If you have your life on autopilot, you go to work, you go home, and you don't do anything else. You don't think. You are going to be taking out lots of credit cards, have lots of credit card debt, have a car payment, have a mortgage you can't afford, or pay rent that you can't, barely make ends meet. You're going to be eating fast food all the time. You're not going to go to the gym because they don't talk about it. You're going to be on tons of prescription medications because every time you go to the doctor to complain about something hurting or being overweight, they push a drug on you since they're legal pill pushers and legal drug dealers, instead of telling you that it's because you aren't dieting and you're eating horrible, highly processed food that is going to ruin your life. I don't know why I'm ranting about this, but everything is set that way to take all your money, to make you sick, and to make you overweight, because that's what these corporations make money. They need you to be sick and unhealthy and in debt to make the most money that they can. If you're healthy and financially literate, you're no good to them. You actually harm them. So why I'm bringing this up is because shopping smarter, shopping in bulk, actually focusing on your life and looking at every single thing that you do and really thinking about, is this the best option? You can save so much money. I pretty much mainly shop at Costco and Aldi's. That's like it. Sometimes Walmart, because I buy in bulk, I freeze it, and it lasts me so long, and it drastically reduces my grocery bill. Make an episode on that. This is me, by the way.
Shrinkflation at its finest. 3 14-ounce, $13.99. 2 20-ounce, $13.99, same price.
So my fiance pointed this out the last time because it slipped right by me. I didn't even notice the shrinkflation that was going on at Costco, and what better time than to put this in while somebody's talking about Costco. I like to buy their cold cuts, the Kirkland brand here, and I noticed the packaging changed, and that was a red flag, but I didn't realize what else was going on there. I thought they were just trying to reduce, the plastic. No. Why would it ever just be about that? So check this out. Kirkland Signature Sliced Turkey Breast. 3 14-ounce packs. Let's do the math here. I probably don't need a calculator, but because I'm on air, I am going to use the calculator. 14 times 3. 42 ounces for $13.99. This is exactly the same turkey breast as to what I'm about to show you. $13.99, 5.3 ounces per pound. Here's the same exact one. It's no longer in 3 containers. It's in 2 containers. And notice now it's 2 20-ounce packs. Same exact price, but they've shrunk it, made it 2, and then gave you less product, but kept the price the same. And now it went to $5.59 per pound. So here you go, deceptive marketing. And I'll be making an episode on deceptive marketing.
We're moving to the area in this month. I was wondering if you guys have any availability, and if so, what the cost is.
We would be $2,430.
$2,400, is that for a 12-month-old or an infant?
That would be for a 12-month-old.
Wow.
I'm wondering what your availability looks like for full-time childcare.
Do not have a consistent spot.
Wow.
They're about 2.5 years old.
Okay.
2.5 right now would be our guaranteed time frame. You're welcome. No problem at all. Hope you have a great day.
You too. Bye.
So waitlisted, and then it came out to like $2,400, I think, a month for full-time childcare. That's insane. I mean, this is why you really have to like bunker down and sit down and budget and figure this stuff out, because, you know, that's more than my rent. That's more than some people's mortgages at 24. And people don't factor this in. They'll go buy a house. They think, oh, I can afford the mortgage right now because both parents work. And then they have a kid because that's why they bought the house, to have children. And then they're like, okay, got to put my kid in daycare so I can afford to pay the mortgage. And then they get slapped with a $2,400 a month bill for childcare, and now they can't afford it. So either kid can't go, parent has to stay home, or foreclosed on the house. $2,400 times 12, 30 grand a year for childcare is unreal. I mean, at that point, if you're making 40 or 50K, even 60K, you might want to consider quitting, staying home, taking care of your kid, and finding some sort of side hustle or part-time job on the side, and you'll practically make the same amount of money. It's called opportunity cost.
I can't believe we had to be adults in the most unaffordable time in history. Like what luck is that? You know, every other generation got starter homes. We got starter packs for depression.
Yeah.
Our parents were buying houses for the price of what we pay in rent now. Meanwhile, we're out here financing phones like they're real estate. Groceries, forget it. I walk into the store with $100 and leave with 2 bags of sadness and milk. You know, eggs cost more than my car insurance.
Seriously.
Avocados are basically an investment property. So and don't even talk to me about rent. Rent is just a cover charge for existing. Like, you're paying over $2,000 a month for the privilege of living in a box with suspicious plumbing. You know, utilities out of control, internet, forget it. You know, health insurance. This is an extortion racket. I mean, you can't even get sick.
Yep.
But being alive is already too expensive.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, we really got dealt the worst hand. I mean, we were told work hard and you'll have stability. Nah, we worked hard and we got, you know, Spotify Premium, 3 streaming services and trauma. So, you know, other generations got the American dream. We got the American receipt.
I am weak. We did get the American receipt. Seriously. I even made a video on the iPhone insanity. Definitely recommend checking that video out if you haven't already, because people are just financing these extremely unaffordable phones for thousands of dollars, $1,500, whatever it is, on payment plans, because they think there's some type of professional family photo taker. Doesn't make any sense. Unless you're, you know, in the business of it or a content creator or something, any excuse to justify it, you don't need it. You don't need it. Other generations got the American dream. We got the American receipt. I feel that. I pay for a car so I can get to work to pay for my car. Yeah, when you really sit down and think, because like I said, most people are on autopilot, it really is crazy what people pay for. Now, think if you can like hunker down and get an electric bike to commute to work, or you move closer so you can afford the electric bike, the amount of money you'd be able to save. So you got to think outside the box here. Financing phones like they're real estate. So true. Seriously. Phone bill more than parents' mortgage. Yep. We just have debt and anxiety. Yep.
I just want to go on record and say that this is our worst financial move and worst idea we've ever had. You think it's going to be fun. You think you're going to have ice cream at night on the beach with your family. Super cute, right? Okay, now look at all my kids and all their ice cream. It's melting.
Wow,
it's
drunk?
melting. Okay.
Whoa. How many kids she got?
Okay, and mine, disgusting, because it's just melting. And we got 2 water bottles. $60. $60. I don't want to live in this world.
Ben and Jerry, you're fired.
$60 for like 4 ice cream cones, 4 ice cream cones and a water bottle or 2? What world have we come to? I remember when Breyer's ice cream used to be on sale at ShopRite for $2 a pint. No, sorry, a quart. Now it's like on sale for $7, and it's not even a quart anymore. It's like smaller than a quart, and they don't even get to call it ice cream because there's not enough cream in the ice cream to legally be able to call it that. Now it's just a frozen dairy treat. Yeah, we definitely got the American receipt. That's for sure. People still choosing to live above their means, and it shows. They'll be broke until it hurts enough to figure out that priorities matter. Seriously. It's true. Like, don't get me wrong. It's significantly harder to survive now than it was in the past. That's correct. But people still the overwhelming majority of them are living above their means, and it shows to the people that are frugal and hunkering down and trying to save their money and, work doing side hustles even if you don't want to.
Should I buy more food, or do I keep paying off my student loans?
All right, just so the boomers out there don't get confused, this is AI generated. None of this is real, but this is a pun and a play on living in today's economy.
I'm sorry, but someone outbid you by $20,000.
Sweet, my 5th Airbnb rental. I mean, we could always just give less to the shareholders and make things cheaper.
This is the only home I could find in your $4,000 a month budget. After some minor repairs, it should be good as new.
I want to go to Aruba 6 times next year, double the subscription price.
Yep.
That'll be $78.
For 12 eggs? Do you guys take Klarna?
Oh my gosh.
So it looks like you'll need this surgery or you're going to die. Your insurance only covers 1 out of every 6 blood vessels, so that'll be $89,000 cash.
Yay! I found a deal on the mobile app, and now it's only $20 for 1 chicken nugget.
I understand you don't have any money after taxes, but you should really be putting some money away.
Sounds about right. I think they hit it right on the head. Now do an AI version. Seriously, this generation doesn't want to work anymore. That's what they say. That's what the boomers say. Now exaggerate. This pissed me off. Yeah, and that's pretty much how it is, getting bought out by, 70-year-old boomers that have tons of money because they sold their house that they bought for a nickel and a gumball. The Airbnb thing really pisses me off. And big corporations buying all of them. This guy watched his job get taken by AI in real time. Damn. That's actually crazy.
Everything is so expensive right now, and I don't understand how people aren't talking about it. We don't make enough money.
All right, pause. I'm just going to make assumptions here. I know I'm wrong, but that other comment is still ruminating in my head. Nails done. Makeup done. Lashes done. And then hair done. We can keep going. Leather car. I don't know. I know it's not right to make, assumptions because we don't know how she got half that stuff. Maybe she's doing her own makeup. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe she does her own nails. Maybe that's her parents' car. But it's like.
Collectively, we do not make enough money. The price of things are not keeping up with how much we're getting paid.
True.
And it's infuriating to me for people to say that people just need to work harder. People need to get different specialized degrees. People need to start their own businesses. That's not the answer. The answer is that billionaires are hoarding wealth.
See, I disagree completely. Yes, do they make more money? But half the stuff she has is from billionaires creating it. They created a business. They created an idea that everybody loves so much. They should be rewarded for it. Steve Jobs, Tim Cook, creating an iPhone that is life-changing around the world and all the technology. They deserve the money that they made. So blaming it on billionaires is not the answer here. Corporate greed is a problem within itself, but I just have this feeling that if I got to see, her financials and everyone's financials that complain online about it, there's probably so many luxury spent, fast food, subscription services, makeup, Amazon, tons of things that you don't need, and that's what's making you broke. And then they're going to hit you with I should be able to live too. And why can't I do it? Everyone else does it. Excuse that I always hear.
And this system is set up to fail.
And
I'm just infuriated by it. I can't get ahead. Every month I try to get ahead and I can't get ahead. And
I'd love to see the finances.
I don't know how to cope with that. I don't know how to cope with that. Everything is so expensive, especially in the last 6 months. I can barely get by. So I don't know
how
I'm supposed to retain hope. Am I supposed to get a doctorate so that I can afford a studio apartment? Is that where we're getting to at this point? I don't know what the answer is to this, but it's so fucking bad. And I just wanted to get on here and tell you, if you are experiencing the same thing, you're so not alone. Everything is so expensive and it's infuriating to me.
I honestly, I really have this gut feeling she has a massive car payment, very expensive one maybe. And then everybody now has dogs and pets that cost tons of money that they're getting in college, which again is money that you could have used to save and then eventually got a dog afterwards. But people do it first. Compound interest, get the stuff later, save and invest early. Then you can afford all those luxuries here. So all I'm trying to say is like, yes, it is difficult. Everyone is having a tough time, but you can either sit around, complain about it, or you can suck it up and try to take advantage of, you know, the opportunities that we all have and find a way to live below our means, save, invest, side hustle. I'm not complaining, I'm doing, and it's worked out really well for me. If anything, it's easier now to accumulate a lot of wealth than ever before because you have the entire world as your audience and your customers. It used to be, you know, your little town. Anything within, you know, your town or the next one was who your competition was and who you were selling to. That was like as far as it could go. Now, you know, with the power of social media and the internet, you could freaking start a candle company and you could sell candles across the country or to freaking Japan if somebody bought it. So it's pretty easy now if you know what to do. And there's lots of opportunities now. Even if you have a cell phone, you can make a lot of money just by creating content or starting a small side hustle or business. At some point, it's no longer the environment you grew up in or were given, and you have to start taking accountability. I don't know what that age is, but at some point, it becomes your fault for not doing something about it. Anywho, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Definitely make sure to smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. If you like this type of content, let me know your thoughts on the cost of living down below. And if you haven't already seen my video on the deceptive practices of the car market industry and how cars are being manufactured to break right after the warranty, then definitely make sure to check out that video right after this. Peace.